A very good evening to one and all present here. I, Neha Arora Chawla, on behalf of Geeta Ratan International Business School, take this opportunity to welcome you all on the virtual platform for Management Development Program on Marketing Analytics. Geeta Ratan International Business School was established in the year 2004. It is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and is approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD, Government of India for technical courses, and Bar Council of India for law courses. Marketing analytics is the catalyst that enables marketers to gain actionable insights that drive results. To talk on such nuances of marketing analytics, I would like to invite Dr. Anup Ghosh. He is a professor at Geeta Ratan International Business School. He has 30 years of varied experience of industry as well as academics. We welcome you, sir. Sir, you're requested to please begin with the session.
Professor Ghosh, you are not audible. No voice is coming. Kindly see your audio. No, your voice is not coming. You're not audible.
Sir, you're still not audible. Sorry, participant, for this little glitch. I hope you will understand. Kindly be patient. There is some problem at sir's end, so it might fix soon. By the time, I think we all participants can introduce ourselves in the chat box.
Hello, can you get me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Good afternoon, everyone, all the participants. You are most welcome in this management development program organized by Vidarathan International Business School. Our topic is marketing analytics, and basically, let me start with the idea that how far analytics are different from the marketing activities itself. So let me start my presentation with the idea that let me start with the first thing, what is the objective to join this MDP? I request all the participants that you please open www.mentimeter.com. You will get a box to vote or you type 580478. I repeat, you please open www.mentimeter.com. You will get a box to vote and there you type 580478. In the chat box, I also have mentioned the same thing, that please open and vote on www.mentimeter.com. You will see in this particular site, and when you click on this particular number 580478, you will get a question. What is your objective to join this MDP? I request every participant to write at least 2 to 3 objectives and submit it. I think all the participants are getting my points. If you are getting my points, write yes or no on the chat box. completed your work. So let us start with our next part. That is what basically marketing is. American Marketing Association. At this moment, the best marketing association in the globe, they have defined marketing as the activity, set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners and society at large. For simply see particular definition, we can understand that
Sorry for interruption, sir. Sir, the voice is unclear. There's a lot of
There is
disturbance behind.
disturbance.
negative influence is there.
Yes, sir. It is still there. Still there, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. It is still there.
Or
Yes, this lot of disturbance is coming, Professor Ghosh.
is it better now? Hello.
Still disturbance is there. Yeah.
Not understand that. May I continue or what? Is it the
Yes.
disturbance is much more?
Yeah, disturbance is there because, and then your voice is coming a little low. Maybe because of disturbance.
Take to join me 1 second. Let me do that.
All participants are requested to kindly be with us. There is some technical issue. Yeah.
So I do one second. I connect and join 1 second. Okay.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
So
Kindly join again. Yeah. Professor Ghosh is joining again. There is some technical problem.
Sir is trying his best to fix the problem, so let's wait for another 5 minutes or so, and we are hopeful that things will resume. Sir is joining in a moment. We just spoke to him over the call. He'll be here any moment. So please be patient.
Hello, ma'am. Now is it audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. It's very clear now.
Yes,
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 sir.
sir, it is clear now.
Let
Yeah.
me start. Sorry, all the participants. There was a technical glitch. I cannot come out from that. Okay. So let us start where from we have completed. What is basically marketing is? Marketing is an activity set of institution and processes for creating, communicating, delivering and exchanging offering that have value for customers, clients, partners and society. So uh, next, now what are the activities? So whenever we start any activity, we are saying in the definition this is our activity. So marketing activities refer to the things an individual or organization undertakes to boost the sales of services and products and also to improve its brand. Mind it. Here is the main part of marketing. Because marketing does not mean sales, but without marketing, sales is not possible. Sometimes you can see while you are going into a market, some hawkers can pull your shirt. Sir, please, to take my product. This is, I say, sales. It creates an annoyance within you, and you do not bother for that. You just pass away. But if something has been displayed or some aura has been created so that buyer or a customer looks towards that product, that brand, that particular services. That is the basic activities of marketing. Marketing activities will allow you to understand your customers better and generate more leads for your products and services. Basically, if marketing is good, sales is automatic. Many of the time, marketing department claims it. Sales people may also say like that, yes, we people are doing our best. That's why this type of sales are going on. But actually, the credit goes to the marketing part because of their activity, ultimately understanding the customer, develop the product, branding it in such a way that creates the leads. So let me move to the next point. That what are the set of institutions? There are primary market institutions, secondary market institutions, middleman, jobber, dealers, distributors, etc. Then retailer, wholesaler, broker, commission agent, speculative middleman. All are comes under the set of institution in the marketing domain. Now, if we move to the next, as per the definition, there are process of marketing. So, what are the process of marketing actually? Marketing process includes ways in which value can be created for the customers to satisfy their requirements. It is also an endless series of actions and reactions between the customers and the companies, making attempt to create value for and satisfy the need of the customer. Now, here I want to show you a video. If you see the video, you identify that basically what are marketing and what we are thinking about the process. Did you see?
मैं पूरन पोली बना रही हूँ, तेरे भाई की फेवरेट। तेरे रूम की क्या हालत बना रखी है इसने ना, बस पूछ मत। हाँ, तो तू बता रही हूँ सुबह सुबह कैसे फोन किया? ऑफिस नहीं गई? क्या जॉब छोड़ दिया मतलब? अरे ऐसे कैसे? कितनी तरक्की हुई थी तुम्हारी, ये हम भी कितना प्राउड फील कर रहे थे। अचानक ये जॉब छोड़ना, रियू कैसे?
क्या हुआ?
कितनी जॉब छोड़ रही है?
क्यों?
पर बेटा शादी के बाद घर के काम बढ़ जाते हैं, लेकिन तू अकेले थोड़ी है। आकाश भी तो है तुम्हारे साथ, वो घर के काम में तुम्हारी हेल्प कर सकता है ना? अरे उसे घर का काम नहीं आता मतलब? ऐसे कैसे नहीं आता? नहीं आता होगा। गलती हमारी है। बेटियों को पैरों पे खड़ा होना सिखाते हैं, लेकिन बेटों को हाथ बटाना नहीं सिखाते। तो और एक बार सोच ले, मैं रात को फोन करती हूँ।
क्या हुआ माँ? क्या हुआ मॉम?
गलती हो गई, सुधार रही हूँ।
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Hello. Okay. Uh, so what we have seen in this particular slide, basically, if we see here, this is a basic concept of generating a value. If we see in this particular video, we never have seen that actually what for this particular advertisement is, what branding they want to create. So whenever think that marketing process includes ways in which value can be created. So this particular brand image creation connect to some value process of our society, which we have mentioned at our definition of marketing. And actually it is a advertisement for Ariel, a detergent. But I have shown you a part where I think you have never seen the Ariel part. It is only creation of a value that basically in our society we teach the females in some other way and males are in some other way. So creation of value is also an activity of the marketeers so that the image of that particular brand put some value into the society and other society to understand that this value has been attached with this particular brand. And that is why we can see what actually the processes are. In marketing process, the situation is examined to identify opportunities. The strategy is formulated for a value proposition. Tactical decisions are taken. Plan is executed and results are monitored. So if we just break up the points, in marketing process, the situation is examined to identify opportunities because each and every company or organization always try to catch the opportunity. Even if in today's scenario, you can see all the soap brands are now coming with the idea that their product removes almost all part of coronavirus because they want to create an idea in the mind of the purchaser or customer that this is the opportunity. I believe that you will grab this opportunity and you will remove your all the required quarantine system during the time of corona. Similarly, the next part, the strategy that is formulated for a value proposition. It is being formulated. Why it is formulated? Because if it is not being formulated in a proper manner, then what will be happen? Basically, the product will only for one time it is being sold, but thereafter the customer will not looking for the same product because they do not have any brand image or that product image that yes, I have used it, I will once again use it. So for that, the strategy is being formulated. The next part is tactical decision are taken. Tactical decision is basically time to time variation. For each and every situation, for a different location, for a different arena, different types of tactics are being used. And obviously, then plan is to be executed and results are monitored. Now coming to this point, to do this, there are 4 steps in marketing. The first is situation analysis, second is marketing strategy, The third one is marketing mix decisions, and the fourth one is implementation and control. I think all of you, those who are attending this particular thing, you all people are thinking why I am reiterating all those things. It is because of the reason that marketing analytics is nothing but marketing activities, but in some additional features. There also we have to follow all those steps: situation analysis, marketing strategy, marketing mix decision, implementation and control. All these steps will be followed. Still nowadays it is being followed. But yes, there is a role of analytics, and that now I am entering it. Basically, what is analytics? Let us start. How many of you do know any number or any word to be converted into a binary number, 1 and 0? If you know it, please write in your chat that yes, I know. If you know any letter, suppose A, you can convert it into a binary number. Do you know it? Hope the participants are getting my points. My point is, if you know that how to convert a letter A or B or C into a binary number, please write no, yes. If you do not know, write no. I'm waiting for your reply. I'm observing the chat part. Okay, Rupali first inform no, Priya no, Riya no. Now here is the main point. Charlotte Dennis has mentioned that yes, he does know. She does know, I think. Okay, I got the point that most of the people do not know how to convert it into a number system. And there is the main problem. Because nowadays, if we are discussing anything in matter of digital technology, computer or machine do not understand our language. They have their own language, which is called machine language. Now, whenever we need to inform anything to be taken care of by the machines, they need some language in their own. And here the main point of analytics comes. Now let us see what is marketing analytics. Marketing analytics is the practice of measuring, managing, and analyzing marketing performance to maximize its effectiveness and optimize return on investment. The last bit is obvious because any organization, they always ask for return of investment. If I put 10,000 rupees in my business, obviously I always aspire for more than 10,000 rupees. And if it is 20,000 rupees, then my return of investment is 10,000 over 10,000. That means 100%. If I put 1 crore rupees and I got 10,000 rupees, my return of investment is 10,000 divided by 1 crore. It is very simple like that. And each and every organization always want for that. But here, marketing analytics has given us some practice of measuring, then managing, and then analyzing marketing performance. What are the marketing performance? As I have mentioned earlier, all the processes, different institutions, all the activities that need to be identified with certain objective that for return is the most. Now, why nowadays marketing analytics is so valuable? Why? Everywhere, I say foray, if you ask for, the main thing is analytics. So yes, it is the impact of marketing analytics beyond the obvious sales and lead generation application. Marketing analytics can offer profound insights into customer preference and trends. Till date, we do not have, I say not till date, it is 3-4 years ago, or in Indian case, it is more than 5 years ago. We do not have any such data who can inform that you have put sales activity through branding, I say, and some advertisement. What is that impact of that advertisement? Many of the time, it may happen that it cannot show any direct connectivity with the advertisement to the sales. Many of the times it may happen. Crores and crores of rupees has been spent by any organization against different type of advertisement, and they do not get any direct return of investment or sales graph. But analytics first time gives us that opportunity whether that activity can create any insight in the customer preference or in trends. If we see the basic concept of this marketing analytics is known as search marketing. Just now what my participant says, sir, we do not know how to convert my language or my English into some machine language. Machine do not understand if I say something in this way. But analytics creates some interface so that when people identify some keyword, that keyword has in the background converted into some machine language, and the analytics identify those machine languages, those keywords in different ways. Now, how this keyword searching usually comes into the marketing part or marketing activities? The very first one is in product design. Keywords can reveal exactly what features or solution your customers are looking for. If you can see that आपका टूथपेस्ट में क्या नमक है, one particular brand has started advertising with it, and thereafter the competitive companies have started their advertisement with the keywords salt. Here keywords is salt. Why? Because the product design have certain ingredients which you want to inform and create an impact in the mind of my customer. So if we see that particular company has generated a lead over its competitors, as soon as this particular advertisement came into picture, it means that they create an impact in the mind of the customer, and the keyword is salt. So obvious reason, if salt is available in other competitor products also, they will also start saying that हम लोग का product में तो कब से नमक है. It's an example. Similarly, if we go for customer survey, by examining keywords frequency data, you can infer the relative priority of competing interest. By examining keyword frequency and that data, you can infer the relative priority of the competing interest. Now, how it is being searched? There are tools, there are mechanisms, and with that mechanism, today marketeers used to identify through customer survey that what keywords are now moving around, and they used to I think Mr. Amit has joined. Mr. Amit, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Please, very good evening. Please switch off your microphone, please.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, customer survey where keyword frequency data and its relative priority for competing interest is highly nowadays demanding. Now, the third one is industry trends. By monitoring the relative change in keyword frequency, you can identify and predict trends in customer behavior. It is very difficult previously that what is the customer behavior, and that we will actually cover in our MDP. What is the process? But analytics nowadays make it very easy that you can identify your keyword frequency changes, and from that you can predict the trends or forthcoming trends, the customer behavior that will coming into, and accordingly you can prepare, you can change your product design, you can change your brand building, you can change your I say advertisement, everything based upon this forecasting of industry trends. And the next one is customer support. So if you understand where the customer are struggling the most and how support resources should be deployed. In most of the cases, if we ask someone, भाई वो प्रोडक्ट कैसे थे, how was that product, आपने जो अभी खरीदे, he always starts saying भाई बेकार था. क्यों? अरे वो लोग मेरा बात नहीं सुनते, सेल कर दिया, उसके बाद इतना कॉल कर लो कोई बात नहीं सुन रहे. So it gives a negative impact in the mind of the another customer. So we know about word of mouth advertisement, but if it is the reverse, अरे भाई मत बोलो, मैंने सिर्फ खरीदा, उसकी बात से मेरे को जो भी करना है, they are guiding. I am just giving them all of my problems and they solve this. Basically, the same customer, but there are two types of mindset about the support. How the particular organization is behaving. It is like that. So, if you see all those things, you can understand that nowadays keyword searching is the basic concept behind the marketing analytics. What I have just asked you that question, that do you know the binary transformation? It is like that. Keyword searching is the main point based upon which all the analytic activities are developed. I want to show you also one thing for which we already have done one activity. Everybody have submitted me that Mentimeter, I say, question, I want to share my screen. Can you see this screen? Miss Neha, can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
Is there
sir,
a
we are
Mentimeter?
able to see.
Yes, sir, we are able to see. Yeah.
So it is your point. I have asked you what for you have joined this MDP. What is your objective? If you see here, they have done keyword searching, and the highest part, that is highest keyword, that is learning. This is one of the tools we have just used, and here from we want to understand that most of the people have different objective to join, but at least a good number of people want learning. From this, we come to a conclusion that whenever we may back to my slide once again. So what basically we have seen over here, that a keyword has been searched. From that, we can take a decision. We can even plan for an activity. We can develop a program. So basically, marketing analytics is based upon keyword searching. Yes, there are different marketing activities in digitized form nowadays, which are basically marketing analytic activities. These activities we know in different names. Some used to call it as digital marketing. Some used to call it as internet marketing. Some used to call it as search engine optimization. Whatever be the name, but the basic concept behind it is the search engine. And the search engine is based upon some keywords on which the whole game is running. What are the different tools that we have seen in marketing analytics? Some names of these tools are organic social media, paid social media, email marketing, display retargeting, programmatic advertising, website testing, video hosting, content creation, etc. Now, many of the tools have different applications, but almost all the tools are set on the basic principle that we want to inform you in this MDP in different sessions. Our other sessions will be taken by industry people as well as other professors, and they will ultimately inform you that tool we can learn very easily, but the basic concept of application of those tools and how it is being activated are nowadays a matter of learning, a matter of skill development, which a marketing people should know. And if they know it in a proper manner, obviously their skill will develop and they will understand that what basic concept I must start with. What should be my skill?
KFC is the #1 restaurant brand on social media. Our digital mantras to this success were: number 1, co-creation. We advocated publishing user-generated content with apps like Radio KFC RJ Hunt, which received over 3,000 entries from 30 Indian cities, and Design Your Own Bucket, which received over 5,500 bucket entries. We've even reposted our fans' Sachin Tendulkar bucket design on the day the Indian sports legend announced his retirement. Number 2, feedback fanatics. The secret of a great relationship is listening. We listened to our customers and ensured that every feedback was addressed. Number 3, innovative and interactive campaigns. With cutting-edge technology and a bunch of wacky, ingenious ideas, we created unique experiences for our customers with campaigns like Curry Culture, the fun and quirky way to bring out the Indian inside the fairly westernized youth of today. Over 17,000 Curry Cultures were made by our fans. And our augmented reality WOW app. A quick scan on any Indian currency note and behold the WOW menu options. The app received over 35,000 downloads and became #1 on the iTunes App Store in the food and drinks category. As a result of these, we were featured as one of the top 5 socially devoted brands on Social Bakers. The overall positive sentiment of our Facebook page grew to 93.8%. Our engagement rates are thrice the sector average. Unmetrics report crowned us the true social media king of QSRs in India. With 5 million fans and counting, we are among the top 5 fastest growing social media brands in the country. And boy, does it feel so good.
You all have seen the first video and this video. What basic difference you have seen between these two? I think both of them have certain basic ideas. They'll try to prove that this is a better brand, have certain customer informations, but the matter they have explained in the second is more with some data. And if you see all those data that we have discussed so far in my session, and basically this is an example of the marketing analytics and its application in marketing. Thank you all the participants. Let me move to our next speaker. Before to that, Ms. Neha will introduce himself, and we will take the questions at the end so that we can make up the time, because we are already, I have made some late of yourselves, so sorry for that once again. Let me start with the next session.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening our participants with your in-depth insights. Now, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce our second speaker for today's session, Mr. Amit Tiwari. He's the Vice President Marketing at Havells India Limited. Sir is a marketing professional with a solid experience of 18 years and has been expanding businesses for leading global and Indian brands such as Havells, Philips, Hero Honda, Nestle, Perfetti, and ITC to a multi-million-dollar level. He is a thought leader in the digital realm with a keen interest in automation, data analytics, IoT, AI, and a strong advocate of digital transformation. He currently manages an annual budget of over $60 million. We welcome you, sir. I would now request you to please take the session forward. Sir, you're not audible, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
So thank you so much for the kind introduction. Good evening, everyone. Really want to ask everybody and just pray that everybody's happy, safe, and healthy. I think that's the prime requisites of anything today, and I think that's what's the new normal to look for. To start, some of the basic principle, what you should expect from this particular session and what exactly the session is. And I personally believe, and I'll tell you the reason, because I don't use PowerPoints, because I personally believe, and without offenses to anyone across the spectrum anywhere, that PowerPoint is used by people who neither have power and neither have point of view. And I think personally I have both, so I take the leverage of not using the PowerPoint. As a communication specialist, if anybody who can communicate their thoughts and the ideas that can actually done without even using the help of anything, I think that's the brilliant communicator, both from the mind and the heart and the soul. That's what I firmly believe. To start with, I think segmentation, any topic in marketing, anything in marketing is something which is very close, and that's the passion for me. Job is a byproduct because it drives my passion to what I actually do. To talk about some key things, some basic things that you should remember for this session, I will not give you any big frameworks. I think which your professors and other people who are interacting with you would already give you frameworks. They will give you a lot of jargons, a lot of things. But I will want to keep some particular points in your mind. I really want to dive down in terms of those points which you can make you think what you really need to think about the marketing as a whole. How does the change in the shift of marketing is actually making a huge difference today? Why the role of a marketer is actually shifting from the 4 Ps to the 5 Cs to the new avatar of what we called the new normal. And why I'm telling you so, because if you call anybody from an industry practitioner to your institute, the best idea and the best thing to utilize is to get what is happening current in the industry and the function that you actually look for. Because that knowledge, that currency, you will not be able to get from anywhere else. By the time the textbooks will talk about what would be the new normal, what the norms, there would be something else that will disrupt the consumer behavior, the entire marketing as a fraternity. And that is how the entire way is moving across. One thing which is very, very prominent, and which most of the matured and matured and growing markets and developing markets have developed in past some time. During the COVID and the post-COVID, three things which have actually been very, very important, just on a very, very lighter note. WWE. You must have heard about this term called WWE. It has nothing to do with wrestling. It has nothing to do with fighting. It's a very new normal which is there. The first starts with Wi-Fi. The second starts with wife, and the third is education. The reason is today, everybody, including me, anybody whosoever is in whichever profession, you need to focus on the last E, is to rebuild, rethink, and reboot yourself. That is what the education need to build for. Whatever you have studied, whatever you know before the 20th of March was good to have. But to survive and must to have, you really need to reboot and again think about what you need to do. And I'll tell you, since I'm sharing you what my experiences are, we as an organization and me as a team, we have around 140 people team with me. And in last 4 weeks, we have literally rebooted everything. What is there that we really need to make us agile as a function to move ahead in the consumer journey that we need to look for? What we used to prepare as a consumer decision journey, which you guys have definitely thought of in terms of moving the entire consumer decision journey, all that has vanished and changed during the entire pandemic, and it will actually continues to change because the way the consumer is moving. During the session also, I will tell you what I believe you guys really need to read about, and that makes a huge difference. 2 books you must read, and they are very, very apt in today's scenario. The one book is by Marty Neumer. I'll again repeat it. It's Marty Neumer, MARTY NUMEIER. The name of the book is The Brand Gap. Must read this book. I think for every marketer, it's a good book in today's context. Also complementing the same book, you should definitely read a book by Jasprit Brinda, which is Digital Transformation. I'll again repeat, it's just a book by the Tech Digital Transformation by Jasprit Brinda. Very, very important, and it's very important and innovative to read. It'll actually give you a lot of cues in terms of how to move the entire spectrum of it. And why I say so today, because it is not about anything, a consumer, a brand, whatever you want to drive, whatever you want to do. You may talk about guerrilla marketing, you talk about on the face marketing, you talk about surrogate marketing. Everything has got vanished today. Consumer decides what they want. Consumer decides how they behave. The consumer decides what the action need to look for. Go-to-market strategies are reinventing. product strategies are reinventing. The thought of getting into what exactly is the outcome of a particular product decided by a consumer today. It is not the byproduct once you make a product and then you take to consumer for a basic market research. What are your thoughts, how we can improve? No, I think that was a wrong concept when used. Today, the need of the consumer decides the product success, the launch of the product, and the method and the platform to look for. And why I say so today is because it's very relevant the way we talk about the broader topic of segmentation, and which you guys have definitely know by this time, because I was just hearing before my session, the professor was talking in quite a detail in terms of what aspects, what basics to need to look for. I think that's a very, very principle and a building block for you guys to know what exactly the segmentation is. But the larger part that you need to look for today is, today if you talk about today with your particular generation, this term marketing is also gone a reinvention of the entire aspect of marketing. Today and in future, because I personally believe present is past and future is today. And if I talk about the same philosophy, the future is not about marketing and the future is not about technology. It's the amalgamation between the two, which is the MarTech, which is actually defined. Because today, every aspect of consumer behavior, every aspect of consumer interaction, and every aspect of consumer acceptability moves to the tangent, which is basically the data that derives the entire aspect. And that is where defines the consumer landscape. It becomes so important in today's day and age today, because today technology drives today any data that you want to know. So if you want to know in your particular life, what have you done in the day in the life of your particular consumer life, how you have navigated from one particular site and what your behavior has been happened in the entire online space, you know the pattern of that particular consumer. That derives the entire models of how do you need to look for. I was reading one of the global articles which talks about that today nobody is interested in buying brands. The brands are not made by the product that you actually buy. And why I say so is because it's all about the experience that you actually generate. That's where the journey of your segmentation starts. Is this particular product is for the segment? I'm sure you must have heard about a lot of people talking about, this is my target audience, this is my target group, this is my demographics, this is my psychographics. I personally believe, and that's what I practice, is that's a very traditional way of looking for it. Today most of the marketers actually look for targeting communities. Any community who believes in a purification of your air and a healthy lifestyle, stays in metro, is my audience for air purifier. We operate in 32 plus categories across the maximum switch point that we actually operate in Havells today, right from a pre-preparation of homes to a cables to a final preparation of homes, which is consumer durables, consumer electronics, consumer electricals, everything that we actually provide. And that is what our particular basis to look for. The idea is very simple. Today, you have to build and you have to actually segment communities. So if I'm coming to your particular point, the segmentation has to not have to be an individual consumer. It has to have to build those communities, and then you try to segment those particular communities. And that is where the entire communication works. Now coming to what exactly I was talking about, some data point to look for. One of the basic data points which I was talking about, that 86% of the consumer believe that end of the day, it's the end-to-end consumer need defines what exactly is the reputation for the brand. And that is where it actually starts the entire journey. And that becomes the prime facie for any particular journey to move across. Around 44% of the consumers, they clearly say that if they're not satisfied even with any point of their entire particular consumer decision journey, they will start ranting on social media, because that's the easiest part to do it, because you have the power of mobile today, and that will actually define the entire aspect too. If you see in terms of how does the segmentation moving in the consumer segmentation, the marketing segmentation, the data segmentation, the product segmentation is moving across, it is actually defining the way your entire consumer digital journeys are moving. It is no more in terms of the decision power. It is also about the consumption of data, the consumption of communication, the content that you actually derive is actually moving in terms of defining those aspects today. I was speaking to one of the companies based out of Singapore, which is basically into marketing consumer analytics. And they gave me a very good analogy, which I will want to share with you guys, will be very relevant for you to also think about it, because the way I started about my particular delivery of my session is, I will give you a lot of points which should be in your mind to actually think about the way marketing, and try and search and build your thought process after this 1 hour, that whether this actually makes sense, whether this actually moves to the entire direction to look for. That will also make you a different professional from the other marketers that you actually do, because that is what a professional, that is what a practitioner who is there in the market can actually talk about. So coming back to the discussion I was having with this analytical marketing analytics and data company in Singapore, is that everybody makes videos, everybody makes very good content, and content is needed, and content is called king, and content is the need for every brand. Very good. That is perfectly fine, and that's how people want to move across. The biggest thing that he talked about is what happens to the content after people view. You may get some views out of it, you may know how many people have watched, which part of the country, which part of the city, which age group, perfectly fine. But that's a very hygiene data. What is the tipping point when people have started losing interest in that content, whether it is a 1 minute, when it is 90 second, when it is 120 second, when it is the tipping point? And the second thing is there any call for action that is done? Because marketing is no more about only brand building. It's also about how do you bring mullahs to the balance sheet? How do you actually bring value to the balance sheet? And that is what the role of the marketing is. It is not about, the days have gone when a good advertising, a good media plan, a good creative have actually justified the job of marketers today. Today, marketers are responsible for each and every money spent in the organization, whether it is the top of the mind awareness has not been achieved, whether it's a brand awareness going down. It also gives you why the share of market and share of wallet is going down. So when I was talking about how do you guys actually do it, they said we also get into the consumer psychographics by telling and seeing the impression on the value that we actually put. So they put the cookies behind everything. On the videos, they have a basic streamline that they actually put, which maps around every data point. How did your eyeball movement and how did your expression move while you're actually moving to it? It's a fantastic tool. When I just saw their demo yesterday, it's a fantastic tool because I know what is the point I'm actually trying to drive more than what I'm expected from that video for a consumer. And that will actually define the entire parlance of how things need to move forward. Why it is important today? Because technology drives every aspect of marketing, whether you talk about segmentation, whether you talk about positioning, whether you talk about, and why it is important, because few months back, people were talking about digital is a medium. And I personally believe digital is no more a medium. It's part of a life. The amount of time stream I was watching one of the TED Talks from one of the Facebook orators sometime back, which says in India, the amount of screen time people watches, it's 222 times people watches in screen time. They don't even watch their wives and girlfriend face at that point of time. The point which I was trying to draw from is technology drives today every marketing activity, and marketing is actually trying to leap on the technology because that defines the entire aspect of what you do, how you do, and how you really want to do it in future. If you see in the entire, coming to our particular, one of the examples, which is a very also a famous example, which I always talk about in terms of a clear example of how do you really do a practical segmentation apart from the frameworks and apart from the entire scopes that you actually study in your textbooks and what your professors do. I'll tell you a very close to product, which is also close to my heart as a category, which is grooming products, men's grooming products. So you have a shaver, electrical shaver, you also have a trimmer, and you also have one of the also important products which talks about in the entire ecosystem is your shimmer. What a shimmer is? It also has the blade has from one side you can trim, and from the other side you can actually shave. So it sits between the entire portfolio between the shaver and the trimmer. Now, if you see today, who is the audience? And it is again I'm talking about. It is not about age. It is not about demographic. It's about user and it's about consumer habit. And which is this particular person who actually wants to do it? It is somebody who have just gone facial hairs on its face. So people may be very early starters, very early on its age. What used to happen around in my time, in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years back, people go to every Sunday or any alternate Sunday or 2 Sundays, you go to a barber shop. There's a zero machine. People used to run that zero machine. Your job is done. There is no facial education that actually happens. Why? Because there was no need, and everybody thought that this is how it is going to move from here in the entire spectrum. Now with today kids, people really want to buy at these people who have the first facial hairs. It's a community of people. You may call them a part of teenagers, people who are quite active, people who really want to look good and they really want to stand out, because hygiene is something which is very good for hygiene is very, very important for everybody today. During that particular point and starting from that particular base, people have started using trimmers, and that's the audience and that's the community we target as a segmentation to use trimmers. What it actually drives is today they becomes the advocates for the product itself. So my product, my brand advocacy starts because they believe in the product, because it's a need for them. And once they do this entire particular proposition in the entire aspect, then they start celebrating the same thing and they started flaunting that. Because I have this XYZ brand trimmer, it makes me different. And it's a small gadget, you can carry it in your tuition bag, you carry it in your college bag, and it becomes a flaunting aspect to it. But that's a very small segment of the consumer base that you actually look for, because India is a completely wet shaving market. Everybody wants to use a razor, everybody wants to use and shave it with a cream, because shaving is equals to bathing. So one of the researches I did in 2015, and almost around 6,500 people across India, we surveyed and said, why do you really want to have a wet shaving? Because if you talk in the entire Europe, if you talk about in the entire America, everything, it starts with a dry shaving. So why in India it's a wet shaving? Because consumer believes that wet shaving is equal to bathing. So if I splurge water on my face, if I have cream, and after that I'm putting towel and everything, it's a complete cleansing for the face. So if you see the segment for people who are actually wet shavers, and now you have electrical shaver, which has both wet and dry, depends upon what your mood is. If you really have a 4 o'clock meeting, you don't have to shave it in the morning. You can shave it across in the different time. I can't be showing the same product to an audience which is absolutely a youngster who has just got a facial hair, because he doesn't have the need. Both segments are very different, but both are very, very high from a P&L perspective and a profit and loss and a overall business perspective. They're very important. Why they're important is because shaving is a very, very big chunk. The trimmers are new recruits in the category, and they are actually moving into the entire spectrum. But the bigger challenge is moving it from a manual razor to an electrical shaver. It's a habit change. And the biggest task in a consumer journey and for a consumer mind is about habit change. Now, after these two particular products being established, what is the need to get into the third particular product, which is between the shaver and the trimmer? Because there was a biggest segment, there was a biggest community or segment which was actually sitting there, which actually talks about that I also have a need sometime for a trimmer, and I also need to have some time for a shaver. So why should I invest in two different products? So one thing which also needs is a trimmer is a 1,000 rupee product, a shaver is a 3,000 rupees product, the shimmer is an 1,800 rupees product. So by need, even for example, let's say a college goer, a first time job seekers, they become the audiences for those products. I don't need to invest much more, but with the same product I can actually do. So within the spectrum of entire male grooming, facial grooming, I have three different segmented products which caters to everything. You also have overlap in terms of between the product, but I have neatly made the portfolio. Now coming to the point is this a marketer who decides? Is this a brand manager who decides? Is this the advertising agency or any particular communication agency? No. The answer is clearly no. It is the need of the consumer who actually decides. And how do you actually tap as a marketer? The data that actually drives you is the consumer habit, the consumer behavior, and the consumer preference that actually need to do. And that's how decides the entire particular aspect of segmentation to look for. And how do you actually do this? You actually tap the day in the life of a consumer. And that particular data defines how do you really need to do and how do you need to look for. I was just some time back, I was just laid some of my hands on the some good videos. I thought it would be good, interesting for you people to actually hear this video, listen this. I think this will also give you a perspective about how does this segmentation is transforming. I would not say changing, because changing is something which is a very small thing, but the way transformation is happening, I think it actually makes a huge difference in the way people started looking the entire aspect of the way it looks to Can I just play the first video, please?
First, let's be clear on what segmentation is. It's about breaking a market up into different chunks of buyers or potential buyers with a greater or lesser propensity, a greater or lesser interest in your products and services. It's really the first step in marketing, if you think about it. It's choosing where it is you're going to focus your resources, where are you going to invest to find those buyers. And if you think about it, even mass media, despite the fact that we think about it hitting everybody, targeting everybody, even mass media uses segmentation, with the possible exception of Super Bowl commercials, which are really designed to hit just about everybody. Well, there are lots of different ways that we approach segmentation, ranging from the very simple to the surprisingly complex. And there are a whole host of methods. Some of them, on the one hand, on the simpler, very functional end, can involve something like simple demographics or firmographics. It may be that people in a particular life stage are an interesting target, or firms of a particular type are an interesting target. It ranges all the way to the much more complex, attitudinally based segmentation, which you may have seen done and delivered through survey research. If you want to go deep, if you really want to understand potential buyer motivations, it's really typically survey research that we start to get into, followed up with some deeper analytical techniques. When we talk with clients and they think about typical segmentation deliverables, they often think about the persona, that sort of embodiment of somebody with the demographic characteristics and the attitudes of this target buyer that they're interested in. And while that's richly descriptive, it's important to think about whether you're really missing some of the meat of the segmentation process, the real reason for engaging in the segmentation process, which is dividing the market up into addressable segments, those types of segments with a greater interest in your product. So it's important always in the course of a segmentation project to come back to the why. You're really looking for buyers with a similar interest in your product. You really need to bring segments to life so that there's organizational buy-in and the ability to really communicate across the organization.
And many companies are struggling to define innovation on their own terms and understand how it applies on a day-to-day basis.
Data overload. There's so much information that we as consumers have available to us today.
I don't know whether you guys were able to hear the voice, because I could not hear the voice. So I don't know, but the larger piece which these guys are trying to mention is about the way that it is actually transforming in the entire era of marketing is it starts with the data and the journey for the consumer to look for. And that is where the entire spectrum moves. And that is where the entire spectrum needs to move, because consumer decides how does the entire operation look. And today, you tell the belief in terms of the way the digital era is moving, the way the consumer decision journey is transforming into consumer digital journeys. It is very important to see how does this particular data-driven marketing and along with data-driven segmentation can actually drive things in much more better ways. Also, I want to share one of the examples, which also more practicality from what we do today in a day-to-day life. I'm sure you guys have read about how does demographic segmentation happens, how does a behavioral segmentation happen, how does psychographic segmentation happen, need-based segmentation. I think these are the fundamental pillars, and definitely you should know in detail, because that makes a huge advantage to have a basics of how does the segmentation revolves around. Now what has happened is there's also some pros and cons of every aspect, whether it is demographic, behavior. Somewhere else, most of the marketers felt, and most of the marketing analytics also felt, that is, it is too much of data that you're actually trying to do. How can we actually move from only data driven to automated data driven? And that is how the transformation is happening, which is marketing automation. It actually brings a lot of science to the entire madness of marketing, because you really need to, so it's not about only my gut, it's not about my thinking, or it's about my liking. It is also about how does the consumer believe and consumer act upon your particular segmentation. Very interesting case to build. And some few years back, when I joined this organization at Havells, and one of the biggest category we have is fans. And because of some particular call that has been taken in the past, or whatever it is, or whatever the data has suggested, we were targeting fans which was primarily only on efficiency. That fan has much more better efficiency, your electricity bill is taken care of, it delivers much value. But when we actually did a basic cut of consumer research, it clearly showed out that was everybody expects Havells fan to be decorative, it has to be innovative, it also has to be cutting edge, and the technology, anything that Havells brings in, is something which is actually a market trending and actually trends the category trending and sets the trend for the category. Completely two stark combinations. Why two stark combinations is because we were targeting and we were actually trying to do the basis of our particular conversation with the consumer in a very different way. But consumer expectation is very different. It's absolutely different the way we need to look for. Due to which what has happened is when we actually married the sales data, the consumer data, and what is the preference of the consumer going forward is, there were 3 different spikes in 3 different directions. We were selling around 60% of the sales were coming from the decorative category, but my positioning and also my segmentation for the audience was primarily only on efficiency, which was not my market because I was actually not doing good in that market. So we changed the entire proposition, say we will only target consumers, we will only get into consumer communities which are primarily who look for designer fans, who look for aesthetically designed fans backed by technology. And then we came out with a proposition called ceiling art. And this ceiling art says aesthetics backed by technology, and that is where the entire proposition worked. If you have not seen the data, if you have not married the data, and if you have not gone to the analytics of every particular aspect the way it happens, we will still be doing it. What has happened in 3 years? We became the market leaders across the fan category, and and also the position that we actually need to drive from our particular base, which was the consumer positioning, which actually talks about that we are the leaders and pioneers in driving any innovation in the fan category still be live. So point which I was trying from this particular example is that you really need to go deep dive into every aspect. Only one parameter will not do. Just because you know doesn't mean that you are the finest person. Even as a marketer today, I personally believe so we have a program in our particular organization which started some time back, is Consumer Passport Program. So every member of the organization, right from the managing director to the management trainee, everybody has to attend. Previously it was to attend, now they have to get into a virtual calls with the consumer, 2 particular consumers every month. And that particular consumer, you take the time prior for the consumer, you also have a moderator along with that, and get into deep dive of every consumer insights. That entire repository we actually bifurcate and also do an entire deep dive of what exactly consumers talks about every category. From there we get new product development ideas. We also know what's the life cycle management that we need to do for some categories. How does our particular validation of segmentation that we do is happening, and that's part A of the story. What we do with the part B of the story in the entire senses, and that's what we need to look for the entire spectrum to build is, we also have created a real-time marketing center, which is just next to my office in our particular building, is which talks about managing and marketing every consumer detail by minute. So if today by my watch it is 18:30, if there is any particular consumer that has asked, or there is any particular consumer query that has been generated at 18:30, the response has to go, or there has to be a culminated of response at 18:31. That is where the entire spectrum moves. What also this particular real-time marketing center does, it also gives me a lot of online reputation opportunities to actually talk about my brand, take that social cues from that particular brand and create a social cloud. What exactly is my particular people talking about in the entire spectrum of the value system of the brand that talks about? So what I get is, I get a real-time insights, I have a real-time interaction with the consumer, and also is there any particular grievances which are, because today what happens is, brands are created on shop, but brands are built online. The way I want to say it's built online because your reputation, your entire particular legacy that you actually draw is actually happened wrong. It's happened online today. Your make and break of your efforts of brand, services, products that you actually talk about, makes a huge difference in the spectrum that you need to look for. And why it is possible and why it can be able to work, because the help of technology that we actually drive and the deep learning algorithms we use, and we use extensive NLPs, which is natural language processing. We use deep learning algorithm that gives the amount of insights, which gives us the conviction that what is the decision that we need to take has to be in the realm of that aspect to look for. I just found one of the videos which one of my colleagues was discussing with one of our presentation, and I think it's a good insights on what I'm talking about, how deep the data analytics and things can actually make a difference in the entire thing. Have a look of it. Can you just play the video number 2?
In the reinventing customer experience, we do a lot of re-engineering of processes to help serve the customer better. Whereas you can identify the needs, the attitude and the behavior of the customer and push a dedicated, tailor-made message to him. You do have a lot of information about how the customer behaves. All this information are collected into the data warehouse and forms the profile of every single customer. Typically, a message is the same for everybody, and take rates would range about 0.5 to 1%. Our campaigns are completely different because analytics will help us to increase the take rates up to, roughly speaking, 35 to 40%. But we also have real-time triggers, whereas, for instance, customer is going very close to an airport. We anticipate that he will be traveling, and then we take action and we try to make his upcoming travel more comfortable, either by proposing him roaming packages or something that he might be interested in. NPAT analysis is helping us to identify if he has 1, 2, 3, or 4 interaction with the call center or with the digital channel before the problem is solved. Up to 30% within 1 year was the reduction of calls to the call center because we improve customer experience. Teradata is giving us the ability to roll out something like 51,000 campaigns per month. There is an increase in complexity, but we manage that very, very well only because of Teradata.
Thank you so much for playing the video. Last point which I really want to capture, and I think that's also a big thought to look for, which is nothing to do in specific to a particular topic, but as a marketing, as a community as a whole, which is very important, which I also do it with most of the institutes where I interact, is first thing that's the biggest mistake most of the marketers and most of the thing believes, and that's the where the basic belief started. I know everything because I have done my MBA in marketing. I've been taught by the best professors. I've got the best faculty. I think that's the first mistake one should really avoid as a marketer. One should really avoid. And how to actually overcome is just to learn how much you can learn at the best that you can actually look for it. There is no concept called book learning. There's no concept called online learning. There's no concept called I have learned from this. It's all about learning the entire journey of your consumer. The more you have the in-depth knowledge and the more you actually interact, your particular visibility, your particular in-depth knowledge about the subject will become much more better. Second thing, which is also most important today, is tap the consumer digital journey that can actually lead you to consumer decision journey. You are not doing marketing, you're not doing anything only for the benefit of your benefit or only doing a branding. It's all about what is the revenue, incremental revenue that you're bringing to your particular business. Because that is where the ultimate, what's the brand market share, what's the brand mind share that you're actually trying, brand wallet share that you're trying to draw. So marketers should think more from a business perspective. They should treat themselves as a business owner and then start driving from what they really need to drive. Rather than only working that, well, I'm a marketing professional, I can create good ads, I can create good social media posts, I want to become the digital marketing manager. I think these titles, these definitions, these sub buckets doesn't make sense at all today. It's one goal, it's one theme, it's one team, and that's the organization, the brand that you actually work for. Last but definitely not the least, the advice that we need to look for, please, which I made in my first particular statement is, every 6 months, 5 months, reboot your system. Ask yourself, are you really eligible for doing this particular profession? If yes, good. If no, where is the mistake? Learning should really be the part of it. There is a concept called L2L, which is learning to life. If you really want to become a successful professional anywhere, irrespective marketing, whatever it is, I was attending one of the sessions as part of my particular program in Wharton, and the professor says, I'm at 82 years and I just finished one of my courses in natural language processing, because I think that's the thing which I don't know before I die. I don't want to leave anything before I die. That's what I want to learn. So please apply L2L, learning to lifetime. It will give you immense knowledge. It will also give you always an edge against others, and will actually make a huge difference in the entire aspect that we need to look for. So that is what from my side. More than happy to have discussions on question. I think that will give a lot of value and that will open a lot of minds. Whether it makes sense for you guys or anything that you need to look for, more than happy to take questions.
Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Amit. Yeah. Any questions from the participants?
Participants can write in the chat box. Please write your questions if there are any. Thank you so much, sir, for
I'm not able
enlightening
to
us.
hear.
Yeah, we are waiting. Please, participants, you are requested to write the questions if you have in chat box.
Sorry, I'm just not able to hear.
Hello, can you hear us, sir? Hello. Uma ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
I think there's some problem at sir's end.
Yeah, it was wonderful session. I think participants, if you have any question, because sir is from practical field and he has given such an enlightening session on segmentation, so you can write your questions in chat box.
Sir, are you able to hear us? There's some problem.
Yeah, Professor Ghosh, are we audible to you? Yeah.
I think they do not have any question. So then we can make the decision.
Okay.
We can take the video one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I don't think we have received any questions so far. So thank you, Amit sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us with your words of wisdom and sharing wonderful videos to really relate to the concepts of marketing analytics. Thank you so very much, sir.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
I do understand. Can we write on chat?
Yes, sir. Surely. Hello.
Mr. Amit has joined. Professor Ghosh, even your voice is not clear. There is some disturbance.
Okay. Thank you all the participants. So please join us tomorrow at the same time from 5 to 7 p.m. for the next session on marketing analytics. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Amit sir.